Are you an awesome salesperson who's working for a not so awesome company selling not so awesome products or services? Are you stressing out every day and still earning less than $75,000 a year? Well, if that describes you or someone you know, listen up. What I'm about to say applies to you. Hi, I'm David Long, the founder and CEO of MyEmployees, a world-class employee recognition and engagement company based here in Wilmington, North Carolina. We are looking to add 10 world-class sales reps to our team to help us call on companies and tell them about our employee recognition programs. First off, let me tell you a little bit about our company and why you want to come work with us. We've been in business for 25 years, and we're in the top 1% in our industry in the country. Our sales last year were over $8 million, and we currently have 12,000 active clients in the U.S. and Canada. Here's just a few of our client companies today, many of which we've been working with since I started the company 25 years ago. I'm sure you recognize many of them. You've probably never heard of this before, but in the business world, any company that grows by an average of 20% each year on top of 20% for 5 years in a row is considered a gazelle. We've averaged 20% a year for the last decade. But with that rate of growth, I'm sure you can see that it's getting harder and harder to keep doing that every year. We realize if we want to sustain that level of growth, we need your help. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the sales position with our company and why you'll definitely want a sales career with us. If you're fortunate enough to be considered as a sales rep with our company, you'll have a database of current and potential clients in existing and new industries to call on. We use the phone as our preferred method of contacting prospects instead of traveling to their offices around the country, which, by the way, is how I started the company 25 years ago. Trust me, this is much easier than what I did back then. Let me be clear here, though. Our average rep is on the phone only about 3 hours a day, no more, no less. And we are not some type of boiler room call center here either. No stinking way. I wouldn't work in a place like that, and I'm not asking you to either. Our salespeople love their jobs, and we rarely ever have one quit on us. So about now, you're probably wanting to ask me, so Dave, how much do your current sales reps earn with your company being on the phone about those 3 hours every day? Good question. Our current reps each earned over $75,000 their first year with us. Okay, that's not entirely true. All right, let's be honest. You said to yourself, I knew that was too good to be true. Sorry, but the $75,000 number I just read to you was a bit low, not high. All of our reps who were with us from January through December of 2013 earned over $100,000 that year. Oh, and they did it while working banker's hours. Yeah, that means they're home every night with their families instead of out driving around all over the place or working crazy long hours at a job they hate. That's important to me, and I bet it is to you as well. In my opinion, even if you earn a lot of money at your current job, having lots of money is no substitute for missing your children grow up. Okay, so if you were shocked by the $100,000, listen up. Maybe you should sit down actually, because this is going to get a little better. Our top rep last year earned $197,000 in his 4th year with us, doing the exact same thing he did when he started. No extra hours, not at all. The other reps earned between $100,000 to $160,000 last year too. By the way, if you think what I just said is bunk, our reps will show you their pay stubs to prove what I'm saying is true. We have nothing to hide here. Does that sound like the kind of money you'd like to earn? Are you making that kind of money now? I doubt it. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but I know what the average person makes in this country, and it's nowhere near $100,000. Much less $197,000. That's for sure. Quite frankly, I know of no better opportunity to make that much money in this area than with our company, if you really are a great salesperson. I've been asked by many of my business friends down through the years, Dave, why do you pay your salespeople so much? They'll work for much less than that. Please drop their pay. You're making us look bad. My response to them is always the same. I prefer to keep the best people working for me, and I do. It's hard to find great world-class salespeople today, and I don't want to lose a one of them if I find them. Okay, so here's some more good news for you, if that wasn't good enough already. You'll probably be surprised to hear it, but we have very little competition in our industry. In fact, it's almost non-existent. Remember earlier when I said we're in the top 1% in our industry in the entire country? Well, that's true. And you will almost never call on a prospect that has been approached to buy employee recognition programs like ours. So how does that compare to your industry? I bet you face tons of competition every day when you try to sell your products and services, right? If you come to work with us, that will be a thing of the past. Want even more good news? Our trained salespeople, with a minimum of 6 months on the job, close 1 out of every 3 prospects they send a sample plaque to. Here's a picture of our sample box. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's exactly what your prospects will see when they open it. Pay attention here, though. If they had to buy this plaque you see here, they would pay somewhere between $40 and $50 minimum, but they get it for free and you send it to them. They've just become your new best friend. All right, so maybe it's not that powerful, but it's close. Our presentation boxes are a huge hit, with people, when they see them and their name laser engraved on the plaque and with their company's logo in full color at the top. I tell you, when you call them back, they'll be quite happy to talk with you, the person who sent them that plaque. Oh, by the way, don't let that $40 to $50 per plaque price tag I mentioned scare you. That's many times much more expensive than what our average client pays when they begin our employee recognition programs. All right, there's more to tell you about our company's benefits and other perks, like our Employee of the Month lunches at Port City Chop House here in town, our earned quarterly trips to Myrtle Beach, where I take all of us to lunch at P.F. Chang's. Then I pass out $250 cash spending money for shopping at the Tanger outlet malls. Sometimes I take our winners to the movies or we go ride go-karts. Needless to say, that gets a little competitive sometimes. To finish out the day, though, we all meet back that night at about 5:30 or so at Rio's Brazilian Steakhouse in Myrtle Beach. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's save some information for your interview if you fit the profile of the type person we're looking for. Oh, make sure you ask your managers about our Champions trip, too. That's where we go. Every year, we have the opportunity to earn an all-expenses-paid trip for you and your spouse to various exotic locations with the winners from our other departments here at the company. We do that every year in May, and it really bonds us together as a team. This past May, we went to the Dominican Republic and had a ball hanging out on the beach and riding dune buggies. Other years, we've taken cruises, stayed at resorts like Cozumel, Mexico, and even went out west to the Grand Canyon one year. Let's just say you'll be busting your butt every year to be on these trips with us. They are times you'll remember forever. So if you're a proven winner and a superstar in your current position, someone who is in the top 10 of your company's sales team, we need to talk. If this sounds like the opportunity you've been waiting for your entire life, then click the link at the bottom of this video or go to myemployees.com/sales. You'll have a chance to answer some questions about yourself and let us see if you are someone we want working with our world-class company. It will take you probably between 45 minutes to an hour to complete, so do it when you have that much time. We'll only be hiring about 10 people at the most, so I wouldn't delay too long. We've added a second video too on our webpage with a list of questions our current salespeople said they wanted me to answer for you. I would watch that too if you have the time. Once again, I'm David Long, the CEO of MyEmployees, and if you truly have the stuff to work with one of the top 1% of companies in our industry, I'll see you here soon. Good luck.